Started as a niche.
Usually.
Well, good evening, folks out there. Welcome to our live stream Wednesday evening, January 17th, to discuss the second episode of the Echo series of 5 episodes. This episode happens to be named Lowak or Lowak. Lowak sounds more like it because if you enjoyed this episode, or if you found this episode whack, you're on the same page as us, because there was just some interesting things going on in this episode. So of course, this episode is just one of those the next continuation of this series, which this is my second time watching it too, because I already watched it previously, so I rewatched it today for this review. And even in the second viewing, I was kind of like, what the hell did I just watch again? And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is something, yeah, exactly, going on here, folks. So I just want to kind of get everyone's impression, like, right off the get-go of this episode. Not really going too much into detail with the episode, but kind of just your overall thoughts of the episode after watching it. Starting with you, Jesse, what was your overall thoughts after watching this episode?
Well, I'll say that I wasn't like, let's just say I wanted to get to the next one. It wasn't that I was hooked and I wanted to go, but it was more like, okay, well, this was an episode. I got it out of the way. If I'm finishing this series, I might as well move on to episode 3. But yeah, I wasn't completely 10 out of 10. No, Jeff, you can erase those numbers. It wasn't the greatest. I was just like, it was pretty simple. It wasn't very in depth. There's a couple things that we get across here, and that's all. That's all there is to it. It's not anything that's going to stand out, and I really doubt this episode will stand out amongst the rest of them. I hope it doesn't, because if it does, we go downhill from here. I'm kind of worried.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Jeff, same question, sir. Overall thoughts on the episode without going too much into detail.
Well, first of all, can we play the trailer now after this episode? Can we? I was gonna ask you about to play the trailer in the private chat during the show, because it's such a good trailer. I thought it'd be fun to talk about with Jesse for that first trailer. The second one's good too, but can we really play it after this episode? I'm not sure if the contrast might be too much. But anyways, this little inside joke there, folks. Might throw off the whole panel, but anyways. All I can really say is just that I don't know. I mean, is it okay? I look at Jesse Starcher as sort of like my guide, right, of what's culturally acceptable, right? When he comes on, he's like sort of my metric, right? Like, he comes around every couple of months, whatnot, pops his head in, and I get a feel for him, like, I'm saying, like, what I can get rid of, what I can get away with, right? I mean, I managed to drop 2 N-bombs a couple weeks ago and whatnot, and we didn't get any flack for that. So I know, can you believe it? 2 in one night where I've never been never had. I know, isn't that crazy? Not play it either. Is that crazy too? I think that rarely happens. But anyways, and I wasn't drunk. No. Is it okay to make fun of Indians and shit and whatnot? Indian people still, or is it okay? Is it good? Okay, is it good again? I mean, I know it was looked down on for a while, but can I make fun of Indian shit?
I don't know how far you're going to get with that. I don't know how far you could go.
I there's that line I don't want to cross, Jesse, where I don't want to be sensational and blow us up all of a sudden and whatnot, but then at the same time get deleted the same day.
Yeah.
On YouTube, right? That doesn't seem like a good place to go. So like, I want to find that line. I look for you for guidance.
I'll rein you in. I'll rein you in if you cross a line. How's that?
All right. Well, let's just say that after the history lesson that was episode 1 of the magical abilities of the Choctaw people, whatever, whatnot, and the mud women and everything and whatnot that were pretty rough looking and everything until they demudded and whatnot, and then they became fuckable, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And you got some war paint on too for the bedroom? All right, like you're ready to roll. Where's the drums? Let's go. Let's do it. Get the battle drums going. Because that's how I would do it, right? If I was gonna do my prima nocta shit with my Choctaw woman, I would have the battle drums with the tent with the teepee, okay. All right off of like the vows, right? Then the whole tribe would just watch the performance, right? And they'd have their cards up to rate as things are going blow by blow. Anyways, sorry about that, folks. A little aside there. Episode 2. Really, I'm just still stuck on the whole field hockey thing in the beginning. I mean, it was very hard for me to move forward with episode 2 and understand anything really. After the whole, I thought they were playing field hockey, then it became football. Then there was it was so hard for them to pass the ball or whatever, whatnot. They were having these scrubs and shit, which I know how that works. I've seen that before in field hockey. But then it was like rugby too, right? Because they were hitting and shit, right? But then there was no goalie and no net or nothing. So all you had to do was run across a fucking line to score. But then they had this crazy scoring system too with these blue stakes and red stakes and shit. So Cyber, I looked again, just as I look at Jesse Starcher as my metric, when it comes to my racial discriminatory practices, I also look to you for guidance when it comes to being able to understand this new field hockey concept. So besides that, could use more Kingpin. Give me some Daredevil, bitch.
Okay, thank you. Okay, why am I hearing myself now? Anyways, all right. So great, guys. Great job. So the episode starts off once again going back to Indian heritage, or Native American heritage, I should say, because they are different than the Indians from over in India. So I got to make sure that that's clear, people. So the Native Americans, we get another Native American backstory, where it's supposed to be Alabama, 1200 AD, and they are playing some sort of sport. We have the one main female that's a part of the group that's playing, which I believe is Lowak. And basically it kind of shows her becoming the main dog, basically, and kicking butt and showing how strong she is as this, feminist hero. And, it's kind of one of those things you're just kind of watching this and going, really? Back in 1200 AD, they were playing games. I'm not saying they couldn't have, but to combine it with lacrosse, football, field hockey, and volleyball, and I don't think they were playing those kind of sports back in that time frame. So, I was expecting some, something like that going on there, but there wasn't. I was a little disappointed, and so I was just expecting more out of this beginning part where it shows this, kind of giving you this backstory, why this Lowak was considered a part of Maya's ancestry that makes her this dynamic hero she is in this episode. So we get that beginning part. We get to see that happen. Then we go to present time again, and Maya wakes up. It seemed like she was having a dream, I guess, from the 1200 AD Alabama thing. And Biscuits is there. He's there. He brings her the thing she asked for. And then she asks Biscuits if, does he ever take the truck off-roading? And he says no, because it's the grandmother's, which happens to be a post office truck. And so, she asked, "Oh, can you get me a few other things? Is that okay?" And he's like, "Okay, sure, I'll do that." And so then he goes off to the Native American or some sort of type of junk store, basically what it is, like an antiquity. And how high are you right now?
Oh, I'm pretty high.
Yeah, I can see that. So we go to the like, it's almost like a junk store. And Graham Greene, who plays the ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, or whatever of the grandmother, is there, and he's trying to sell some Native American items to this white couple. And you can tell they made these people look so white to make sure they contrasted with the Native American approach here. I swear to God, they were like that bread people, like so like the rich yuppies basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to sell the stuff. Biscuits goes in, and he's starting to grab things. And after he helps the ex-grandfather play to get the couple to buy something, he needs to buy the certain things that Echo's asking for. And of course, the ex-partner is like, "Oh, what'd you do? What'd you get? A tax return? You're buying a lot of things." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And basically, he ends up grabbing all the stuff, and they kind of have a little conversation. And then the grandmother pops up in the store after Biscuits is leaving, and her and the ex-grandfather, ex-boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, have a conversation about Maya, and that she has returned to town and stuff like that. And basically we get kind of that little, like, you can see that there's still a shady past there. You can definitely tell they have untalked about things that they haven't resolved and stuff like that. And basically, she they have their conversation, they kind of part their ways. And that's when the grandmother goes to see her son, who is the uncle of Maya and the brother of her dead father, at the skating ring. And basically she has a conversation with Henry about Maya again, and how, is she, fully in town? Do you think she's, Henry asks, has she come to see you and stuff like that? And he's like, no. She's like, no, and stuff like that. And they basically kind of have that little conversation there and part their ways. So before we go past that, what's your guys' thoughts on this section of the film? From the intro to up to the skating ring section, where Henry and the grandmother had their conversation. What were your thoughts? What did you think? What did you grasp from it? What did you like about it, or what did you hate about it? And just overall your thoughts about that section of the episode. Starting with you, Jesse.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have to start. I mean, with my opinions on the game that was being played. Let's just say, okay, I'm watching this and I'm like, how long does that go on? For like a good 5 minutes? There's like a good 5 minutes of this game being played. Now, okay, you might be rooting for one side, and you might be rooting for the other. I assume you're rooting for the who's definitely seems to be outmatched by this other warrior. But at the end of the thing, I just looked over at my wife and I was like, what the hell was that about? I had no idea. I didn't know what we were trying to get across here. Clearly it's going to tie in, just like you said, with her ancestral heritage. And I don't understand Echo as a character. I don't understand like where she's at this point in the show. I assume you're still kind of like trying to figure out what does all this mean? Why are we showing? I remember starting it and I'm like, this is far from what I remember in Hawkeye. We're underground in some kind of weird looking lair. And now we are starting out this episode with a 1200 AD field hockey match. Okay. All right, fine. So moving to the present time, I don't think that you said you wanted more Kingpin. I like Biscuits. I don't know why, but I mean, I assume it's because he's the he's the humor of the show pretty much. Because Echo she never smiles ever. Like you never see her smile. So at least we have some humor, some jocularity to kind of at least keep us
resting bitch face
entertained.
is
Just over there shaking his head. No, what do you disagree?
No, I mean, come on, Cyber. How many times? How many times on other different shows that I mentioned on Echo? Like at one point when I rated an episode,
all the time, which okay, fine.
Jesse, I rated an episode of Hawkeye one time, and I added extra points to my rating of an episode of Hawkeye just because of how many dirty looks she gave in the episode.
Yep.
Nice. That's perfect. But yeah, we get a little more of what her family life is like now, or at least what her family, her family life is like present, because it clearly we've had 20 years that's passed since she's come back, and we could see how the grandfather or the, like you said, her grandmother's partner has moved on. They've separated, and now she's got to try and figure out, what is the next step. She's back home. I think she's obviously come home because it feels safe. But she's getting some of her family members involved in some sketchy stuff. And so, yeah, as far as the first part, I'm knocking points off of this thing because of weird field hockey I don't understand. All right, we'll move past that. But, I want to see how the rest of the family is going to deal with the fact that Echo's returned.
Excellent. All right.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you, sir. Sir Jeff, same question, sir. Your thoughts from the beginning, the hockey up to the grandmother and the uncle having conversation in the skating ring.
Well, you guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, to pair off of Jesse, which again, Jesse, it's good to see you on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge panel again and whatnot, brothers. We're glad to have you. But no, on a serious note, we are going to obviously play the trailer. I do have that first trailer ready, whatever you want at Cyber. So you would just let me know when you want to take a break. But when we after we watched Hawkeye and reviewed Hawkeye, which if I remember correctly, Jesse, you even came in and I think I did an episode of Hawkeye with us. If I could be wrong, but I think you actually did one episode with us. I felt like, I actually thought that she was better in Hawkeye than she was in episode 2. Believe it or not. Like, I'm talking about her overall performance in Hawkeye, I thought was better. We were disappointed a little bit with her at the end of Hawkeye. I think everybody kind of was. Like, I think everyone kind of felt like you did, Jesse. Like, at the end of Hawkeye, it was like, all right, who is Echo? Like, I mean, I think you can pull off deaf and not being able to vocalize, right, in a TV show. Evan, I mean, this guy, I can't remember off the top of my head. There has to have been other mute characters, whatever, whatnot, or in other TV series or movies, whatever, whatnot, that have pulled it off. I mean, I think of the actor Daniel Day-Lewis did My Left Foot or whatever, whatnot, back in the day, right? He couldn't speak. That's a totally different kind of genre of film, but like, I'm just saying it's been done. So it's not like it's not doable, but I feel like if you're going to weave in all this heavy Choctaw, cultural stuff, which don't get me wrong, I have no problem with it. I actually think that it's somewhat respectable of Marvel Studios to run the scripts and everything and through them, the Choctaw Nation and whatnot and everything, right? And want to make sure that their history stuff is legit with the tribe and whatnot and all that. Like, that seems like respectable to me. It's not the way that they depict that tribe in the beginning of the episode. That's actually somewhat historically accurate, because you have to remember it is a reality that in most of the history books that you see, at least when I was in school, the way they depict Indians back in the day is the colonial era of our history, when like they were just in like teepees and shit and whatnot, because they've been ravaged by the Spanish, by all the diseases and whatnot that they brought to the New World. right? That had basically wiped out like 90-something% of like the indigenous, cultures of that time period. So they did have some like really big, almost like cities, some of the Indian tribes, and whatnot, right? The nations, they had big structures. They didn't just live in teepees. They had compounds and things like that and walls and shit, infrastructure. Like they did do that kind of stuff. So like, that is real. But as far as the stupid game goes, like, I thought it seemed like Jesse's Wi-Fi was a little bit rough there for a minute.
Yeah,
there he is. There he is.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right, Jesse. You rotated me. You rotated that. Actually, I wanted to rotate us anyway. So thank you for doing the rotation for us. But no. So on to the field hockey game, if you want to call it that. Now, if I remember correctly, didn't Indians invent field hockey?
Somebody will have to look that one up.
I swear to God, I thought they invented it, right? I thought they invented it with the sticks and all that shit and whatnot. Now, I liked field hockey growing up back in the day and whatnot, right? I did. I don't know about you, Jesse or Cyber, but like I used to like to go to the women's volleyball and the girls' volleyball matches. I had a lot of friends in the volleyball team, and I used to like to go to the field hockey games too, because they were pretty brutal back when I played in high school. Whatnot. Like the girls, they played pretty rough.
Did they?
We didn't have we didn't have the most talented teams, so it was pretty like scrummy,
Yeah.
Field hockey was brought to the United States by an English woman.
Okay. Well,
of course. Oh, White Devil, of course. Can't be the Indians. Take one away from the Indians already. Fucking,
Yeah, but at least you got woman power here, right?
Yeah.
But but the name is fantastic. Constance M.K. Appleby.
Oh, that's English. That is English.
Oh man, I mean, hey, she sounds bangable just by name. Andres, what are you talking about? You're now in the live stream coming in. You're not even there. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell. What are you in the live stream in a different dimension? Anyways, so besides that, maybe Andres will be able to explain this game or something, or whatever, whatnot. Because what I'm not understanding is like, what were they trying to explain to us exactly? Like that beyond goes. Let's not even move on to Echo's character of the episode.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What were they trying to achieve here? Like, who won the fucker? I couldn't really tell. I couldn't even tell what the teams were. Was the paint like? Was it red and blue or some shit? Is that what the whole deal?
That's the only thing.
I mean, they were very evolved. Why couldn't they weave jerseys or some shit? Like, I don't know. But anyways, but bottom line, so I don't know why that chick was so pissed off, right?
She's pissed.
Is she like Echo's ancestor that gave her restless bitch face? Like she passed it on to her, like, terribly or something?
That's where she got it from.
Is
that's
that
the whole point.
Is that where the magical combination came through? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
each person that's at the beginning of each episode is an ancestor of Echo.
I get that. I'm just wondering, are they going to evolve the restless bitch face? Like, is every one going to like?
No, it does not evolve. It's the same throughout the whole fucking thing.
Because I mean, even the field hockey bitch didn't smile at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was fucking pissed off.
She was pissed off the whole game. So
I know. I mean, I don't know if she was having like I don't know. Maybe she was roid raging. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like, who knows? Maybe she was shooting up.
They didn't have roids back then. I can guarantee you.
Oh, I forgot. You're right. They had magic. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out this whole game.
It's probably because one of the tribesmen wouldn't bang her in the ass. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, hey, I mean, all I know is occasionally some dude would yell and like the whole Indian yelling thing, yay, yay, all that shit, whatnot, just to try to make it more Indianish.
Yeah,
you gotta have just like a random dude during the shit.
War cry. I have to watch, most of my stuff with subtitles on. So those are war cries according to the subtitles. That's what it's war cries.
Yeah. And all this shit, whatever. So
sounds like you orgasming, Jeff. There, a little bit.
If I couldn't tell who they were rooting for, like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell if that was against the one bitch, for her, or like, you know what I'm saying, or like who they were rallying behind, or like, there was no flow to the thing at all. So
no clue who the teams were.
Yes, it's this aimless match, right? And all the dudes don't like her or whatever, right? So why? I mean, probably because she's so mean looking. So she's probably mad she hasn't got laid forever, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like none of the Indian dudes will hit it, right? Because of her. She's got that bad Stevie Wonder war paint job. That she's already got that against her, right? Seriously, she looks like Clown World with their fucking war paint. I mean, like I'm more artistic than that. I could have done a better job with my war paint for the show. I should have worn war paint for the show.
That's great. You need to put that in.
Yeah.
When you guys get to the season finale of this, that's what you need to do.
You'll come up. Will you come up?
You need to be like all around through here.
Will you come out for the finale just see if I wear my?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll wear my Ronin. I'm moderating. I think the last episode, so I'll wear my Ronin outfit with my war paint.
Oh
right?
My gosh,
will.
Nobody even have to listen to this. They would just tune in to see it.
I'm already excited. Now look, that really fuels me right there too. I'm very motivated. Anyways, yeah. So basically, Cyber. All I can really say is just that some of the aspects. At first, it seemed like that when I first saw the introduction, I'm like, okay, so I've already like not even watched any Echo videos ahead of time to know what's going on. But I'm gathering from like these titles I'm seeing on YouTube from these videos that are beaten up on the show that like every ancestor in every episode is going to give her some magic power or some shit or whatever, whatnot. And there's some crazy post-credit scene or whatever where I guess Kingpin's going to become the mayor of New York and all that shit, which we kind of already knew anyway, type stuff. Whatever. Bottom line, I'm feeling this. At first, I'm feeling this whole field hockey game shit, right? Andreas, we're just going to let him rock. And he can hang out down in the
Poor Andreas. There he is.
Anyways, what's up, Mr. Time Lord, sir?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Well,
all right. So Jeff, field hockey was invented by a British woman. Lacrosse was created by the Native Americans.
Lacrosse. Okay.
And there are definitely some lacrosse elements to what we were watching there. There was a stick and a ball. So
there was a lot of different elements going on there. I mean, there was a lot of shit, right? Like there was rugby in there. Like you can't tackle people and shit and whatnot in field hockey or in lacrosse, it is pretty physical, isn't it?
I think so.
Don't they wear shoulder pads and shit like that and whatnot?
Yeah.
They contact.
Yeah. Okay. So in lacrosse, they actually do have full on almost like hockey, like type hitting and whatnot and all that. All right. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So thank you, Cyber. That's actually very helpful. That doesn't make me. That still doesn't make anything improve the whole situation, whatnot with the match, or like really improve anything. It's trying to understand Echo, but it does make me understand a little bit what was going on. So
wait till she whips out that lacrosse move in episode 5. That she inherited.
Are the lacrosse matches going to be incorporated into the series now from episode?
Oh, that's what I heard anyway. That's what everybody's saying online.
Oh, great! I can't wait now.
No.
Anyway,
episode 5. All these people we get to meet in the first 4 episodes show up in the final episode to help her become the master of her magic. So that's what it is.
Did they all meld into one being?
No.
It's like Combo Man.
She supposedly has all their powers, but they all pop up at the end, all the different actresses.
Like Molecule Man or some shit? Okay. Because that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching Avengers Assemble lately, and I'll tell you what, man. The first season, they've got like every awesome ability you could ever want. Molecule Man, like, is in there. The Adopta, whatever, Justin Hammer's in there with whatever that one Adopta whatever deal. You got the Cabal in there with Red Skull, right?
Wow.
And that villain Dracula's in there on the Cabal. Good show.
Wow.
Good. That one of the good Avengers animated shows. But no, all I'll say is basically just that to move on from the field hockey whole intro. I was feeling it at first, and I got lost and just a little bit confused. That's all. It seemed interesting at first to me, the concept of it. I knew where it was going, and so basically the gist was, if I understood it correctly, was that the ancestor connected with the Eternal, right? The original Choctaw woman, or whatever, whatnot, that found their people, and through her, she found her power and whatnot, and was able to like, you know, really push really hard to get that goal where all she had to do was cross that fucking line. That was real tough to do, you know. That part was kind of stupid. I gotta be honest with you. Why there was no goalie or like keeper or whatever, whatnot with that shit, I have no idea. You know, it would have been better if she would have had to like throw it over some shit or like, you know, something. But and then as far as like after that goes, if you're gonna not be able to talk vocally with the other characters, you have to smile occasionally. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need some range here. Like, don't be like Brie Larson. Like, I can already tell that this Alec Cox it seems like she's just as good an actress as Brie Larson is. She seems like she's just as good as her. She just can't talk, right? Or whatever, right? That's fine. When she talks, there's a little bit of a whisper that comes off of her. Like, you can kind of hear her vocalizing. Well, at least I can. But I like the comedic relief character. He's okay. But as far as like what her, at least off that initial passage, the grandfather being like microchip with the Punisher is another whole conversation. But like, whatever, we'll save that for later on in the next round of questions.
Thank you, Sir Jeff. Thank you for that eloquent and yet very long answer.
Well, sir, I mean, I'm the 47-minute man or whatnot. And then Andres wasn't here, and he's a 60-minute man. So,
yeah, I get it. Yeah. Anyways, Sir Andres, welcome to the podcast, sir. We are hello. We have just talked about the beginning of the episode, leading up to the conversation with the uncle and the grandmother at the skating ring. What are your thoughts on that section, sir?
It was pretty good. I thought. I mean, first of the hockey thing was very. Grand. I mean, by the way, this show has done a good job of looking really nice and actually has some money. When he put it to his production, which is good. Like, unlike some of the other Disney Plus shows, so you see the money where it's going until we get to 4 or 5. I heard, because apparently their budget got like slashed and they were unable to produce episode 6. But we'll get to that in the series finale. But anyway, I thought that the hockey thing was very interesting, and seeing this other ancestor passing through this other one, and this other timeline was kind of intriguing. So I'm we're seeing the development of the Echo's powers later on, which is kind of neat. So yeah, I'm very intrigued about that. And then after that, let's see, yeah, after that, we get everyone in the town hearing that Maya is in town. So like the grandmother, is hearing this news, and her talking to the Henry, the skate owner, was very into the conversation. She's trying to keep Maya away from the town and all the troubles she'll probably bring in, and including her daughter, the grandmother's daughter, not get her in danger, which I understand. But yeah, so overall I thought the opening was okay. It was.
What is that, Jesse? This is Andres is a really great talent on the panel. And the first question when Cyber asked him about the introduction of the episode, he manages to talk about the final conversation of the episode and weave that in there, no matter what, in the actual opening question. It's a gift he has.
I'm talking about the grandmother in Henry's conversation. I'm not talking about towards the end. So,
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. So stupid. You need to listen very carefully. Great way to start this podcast, folks. No, I should be more clear. I'm talking about. I don't know the grandma's name, so I just know Henry's name. The skate owner. His name is easier to know. But yeah, so the grandmother is talking to Henry, and she's is trying to because she's one of those characters that like knows that if you have someone is not in your community, it's going to cause trouble. As we seen with the first episode, how she didn't see eye to eye with Maya's father because she knew that her father was doing some shady things, which we know that. So, and she knows that, and so it makes sense that she's talking to Henry, and she, because Henry's probably close to Maya, and it's telling her to, try to keep her away from the town, the community and all that, which I get, and of course, the remember we also we have the cousin, who Maya really likes and, thinks of her as a sister, and she wants to keep, the grandmother wants to keep her daughter safe from, this danger. Really great conversation. So overall, I don't want to say too long with the sequence, but overall the sequence was really nice and precise. I'm very excited to see we will go with this. By the way, oh yes, yeah, thank you, Jeff. That name is something escaped my mind. But yeah, so I actually seen episode 3, and I just not to go jump too far. I like episode 3 more than episode 2, but that's not her story. So I love this opening sequence. It's good. I thought the 280 hockey sequence was awesome. Very it reminds me of Emperor's New Groove a little bit. So that's kind of great. Like the Aztec and the pyramids. It was grand. So they spending money. So right now I'm happy about this show. And I'm excited to talk more about other things with you guys.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. So I see we've talked a lot about the lacrosse. I see that we talked briefly about the grandmother and the uncle's conversation. We talked a little bit about biscuits. What is? I kind of want to talk a little bit more about biscuits here for a second. What is everyone's thoughts on biscuits so far in this episode? Have we enjoyed him? Have we liked him? Have we thought he was stupid? Does he look like a really short midget version of Zach Galifianakis? And just overall your thoughts on him, I'm just curious to see where everyone's at with this Biscuits character. Starting with you, Jeff.
Well, I mean, it's only been 2 episodes. We only saw him, a little bit in episode 1, and I liked him in episode 1, right? Like, again, you're being thrust into this new world, the actual actor's name that portrays Biscuits is Cody Lightning. And Wikipedia refers to him as Maya's well-meaning cousin, who is fun-loving and good-natured. Lightning said that Biscuits becomes Maya's sidekick, who provides some comic relief for her, calling him a big earnest puppy dog. I like his relationship with his dog. I respect anybody that that cares about pets and cares about them. I think that shows a lot about people. Kind of right from jump, like kind of how they treat animals, right? That's definitely one factor that I take into consideration immediately when I meet women, for instance, and whatnot, is how they greet my dog, right? Like how they acknowledge him, whether or not they acknowledge him or not, right? Properly, you know what I'm saying? And what I consider to be proper. Not to be too regimented or whatever, whatnot, but I take a lot from that. Right? Like just that one gesture. I'm not the type to, as you already know, all 3 of you, I'm not the type to overanalyze people in conversation or whatever, whatnot, or pick them apart, especially in person. And this basically is being in person to me. If I was in the same room with Jesse or Andreas or Cyber right now, there'd be no difference between me, other than that I want to give Jesse a hug and Andreas a hug and Cyber a hug in person, because we're not in person. And there might be some man love moments, whatever, whatnot, that would definitely be more entertaining than and more emotionally, Oscar level than the field hockey tournament was at the beginning of the episode. But anyways, so I dig his relationship with the dog. It's cool. I'm glad you think it's so funny, Andres, about the man love, baby. What's up?
I know. I'm loving at what Cyber's doing. It's just, it's like he's reacting to what you're saying.
Is he making fun of me? That motherfucker?
I think so.
I'm going to keep an eye. All right. That's all right. I'm going to start keeping an eye out now. I was trying to enjoy my buzz, but now Cyber's going to fuck my high up. I can tell. No, so I mean he's all right. Again, we'll see how the series flushes out. As a sidekick, I guess for Maya, like he works. He's suffice. We'll talk later on in the episode about his involvement with sort of like the one, I guess, meat part of the one action sort of scene we get, which I don't know. We'll have to talk about that one too, and hear you guys' thoughts before I talk about that whole deal. It seemed like there was just a lot of stuff in this episode that like had a chance to be something decent, and then just kind of like fell off. Yeah. I think that I don't know that actor from Adam. I've never seen him in anything else, but he seems for his character, for what he's supposed to be, he's doing a great job.
Excellent. Jesse, same question, sir.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I enjoy Biscuits on this show, and I think a lot of it is because you need that across from Maya, because you're not going to get any of that coming from her. So it's a way to balance out the stone-faced or the cold-blooded, heartless Maya, which, she's got a heart, but you got to have somebody in there to kind of pepper the hilarity in. So comic relief for sure, but I've enjoyed him. I love watching him, just screwing things. I say screwing things up, but he seems like he's a guy who can't get things right sometimes. And he sees Maya and he's so excited. He hasn't seen her in so long. He wants to just be there and help out. So I'm all for Biscuits. Give me more Biscuits. I say that at the dinner table, and I'll say that when I'm watching Echo.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Andres, same question, sir. What are your thoughts on Biscuits?
Yeah, same thing. Amen, Jess. I like Biscuits. There's nothing wrong with Biscuits. I think he's a great comic relief character. He's done right. I mean, I actually do laugh at his jokes. I've seen episode 3, and he's still funny. So they haven't done anything that's been like terrible with the character. He's been actually useful to provide us some comedy and some communications with Maya. So I think he's good. Of course, let's the boyfriend of the grandma, the ex-boyfriend, like he's funny too. I mean, let's not forget about him. So we don't have one comedian really, we got two. And I mean, the ex-boyfriend is not a comedic relief, but he also provides some humor. I like how the way the show is using humor here. It's very organic, and it's like down to earth kind of humor. It's not that silly, like slapstick, like MCU humor that people have problem with. So, I think the show is doing a good job with the humor, and it's great. And Biscuits, it's fun. I like him. He's one. At least he's like relatable, and he's actually doing something productive and helping out Maya as possible. Despite his flaws. So it's a doing. So I think I had no problem with that. And plus, the ex-boyfriend is also funny, and we'll get to him because he has funny moments that I love. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Biscuits.
Thank you. So the guy that plays the ex-boyfriend, that's Graham Greene. He's a Native American actor that's been around for years. He's been a ton of things. One of his most memorable is the movie Maverick with Mel Gibson, James Garner, Coburn, and he plays a Native American in that film, and that works like on a reservation back in the Wild West, and is friends with Maverick. And I just remember thinking he was always super funny in anything he's ever in. He always kind of has that comedian vibe to him, and I think he's a great actor.
He was in Last of Us in that great intro scene of that Last of Us episode. What was it, episode 7 or 6 or whatever, whatnot?
I tried to forget that show.
Oh wow,
The Last of Us.
Not a fan of Last of Us.
Not at all.
Wow, I loved it. I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Did you?
I put it up there. I put it up there with House of Dragons, and it's there.
Okay.
You didn't like the House of Dragon either? I thought you thought it was all right.
No.
Really?
Nope. beta, woke shit. Both
You know,
of them woke
last,
shit.
I
What?
thought, wow, Cyber, I'm shocked. I actually thought Last of Us was really solid. I really liked it.
Yes, I know you did.
Oh, I
And,
know, and I know you care about my feelings. So you respect them,
And I really don't. No.
and you know, I really like the House of the Dragon too.
Yes, I know.
And season 2's coming out this year.
Oh God, yes, damn. Comparing Game of Thrones to House of Dragons is like taking a tampon and saying, "Here, guy, put it up your ass." That's how I view it. Game of Thrones was far superior to House of the Dragons.
Oh, no comparison.
And Last of Us, it had good moments, but overall, I thought it was just trash. I just didn't like it. I thought it was trash.
Ouch.
Wow. You know what, Jesse? I'm gonna have to go back and watch his ratings on some of those episodes. This may come back to haunt.
Yeah. Right. My goodness.
Jesse, why? How come you never? I don't think you ever did an episode of Last of Us with us.
No, I don't think I did. And I'm man, I loved that show. I really enjoyed it. So
I'm glad you mentioned that. When season 2 pops up, I'll make sure that I give you a ring or whatever, whatnot, and let you know, because we'll cover it.
Absolutely.
There might be some love hate going on with the moderation from week to week, but
yeah, Cyber will be like, now tell me about the shit part that happened. And they'll be like, oh, okay, sorry, Cyber.
Oh no, no. When he decides to do that show, he can do it on the Monday show. I don't fucking want to do it.
See,
no, I have no desire to do that show.
That's why I got that flexibility.
I get you.
Yeah, I just did not like either. I thought both of them were just crap. I know everyone loves them. I know everyone loved them, but I felt completely different. I just thought it was no fun. It did not entertain me.
I'm not even going to mention Halo season 2 now.
Halo, I don't mind. Halo, I didn't mind.
Oh, now look at that. Now, Jesse, see now there's light in the tunnel for Halo season 2.
Good for you. I haven't seen Halo, so don't put me in this conversation. Yeah, leave me out of it. I haven't seen Halo.
Let's say. Anyways, folks, getting back to Echo. And so that's pretty much, great talk about Biscuits. Love Biscuits is a pretty interesting character, most definitely. I think that for the most part, for me, he has been kind of weak. I mean, he definitely gives some comedy moments, but I don't think he's anything that great. I'm still waiting for some really comedy gold, and which I feel Graham Greene has given us that in several of his small parts. He is fantastic in the show. I loved him. All right. So after where we left off, which was with the grandma and the uncle at the skating ring, we go back to Biscuits, bringing the stuff back to Maya. And Maya basically asked, do you have Tracker on your phone? Basically, he's like, oh yeah, I can add that, and blah, blah. And she likes, I want you to follow this Tracker. I want you to follow me. He's like, huh? And we're gonna go this way, and basically she gets him to take her to where she needs to go, and she basically has him bring her to this bridge, and she says, follow this Tracker once I'm gone, and get to where I am. And he's like, okay. And so she all of a sudden jumps off the bridge and jumps onto a going train. And so she jumps onto the train, and then Biscuits starts to follow the Tracker. And of course, as we go back and forth, we go to her on the train, to what she needs to do. We go back to Biscuits driving, trying to follow, and he's kind of having his comedic moment stuff along with the dog in the truck. And basically, we, after it goes kind of back and forth for a couple times, then we get back to her. She gets to her destination on the train, and basically, she is basically puts together like a bomb to put into this portion of the train where she hides it. And basically, she's trying to create this huge disaster to happen to Kingpin's. Basically, she's trying to create.
Sorry, I'm sending somebody a link to the show.
That's the longest echo I've ever heard in my entire life.
Get it?
Longest Echo.
My bad. Somebody wanted the live link through text.
All right. So after she places the bomb, she starts to make her way out. And as she's doing that, she's trying to avoid all the heavy gunnery that's on the, train. And as she's making her way, all of a sudden her leg gets caught on one of the ends of the train somehow. Which I have no idea how she does this, but she does it. And basically she has to like break it in order to get it to let loose. And so as she does that, then she starts trying to make her way. And we have Biscuits coming still. And it's showing him once again having funny moments, talking to the dog and stuff like that. And basically when she finally gets herself free and is moving her way down, basically Biscuits is right there. And he's at the end of the train as she's running and jumps and lands on the truck, on the window, and then slides into the back of the pickup truck. He, of course, is like driving really fast and kind of goes out of control, goes into the woods a little bit and kind of makes a swirly around and gets out. It's like, what the heck? Basically, and, gets out of the car and it's like, I hope whatever you stole was worth it and stuff like that. And she set signs to him saying that she didn't steal anything. And basically, she's like planting. And he's like, okay, And so basically after that happens, the one supposed action sequence of the episode, she ends up going to see the ex boyfriend to fix her leg. And so she basically shows him what exactly she wants. And he's like, okay. And so they're like talking back and forth a little bit while he's kind of like coming up with a little bit of thing. She basically does that. And so after they have their little conversation, he goes and he tinkers with the thing for a few moments. We see him like taking various parts and stuff like that and putting together a leg, and he brings it back to her and she's like, thank you. And so he's like, this is just a temporary until I build the real one. And so she takes it and is, ready to be able to walk again. And as that's happening, we go back to Biscuits, and he is taking the truck in to get the windshield fixed after Maya jumped and broke into it. And so as he's driving through the town, and the grandmother sees him driving the car and sees the cracked windshield, and she's talking with one of the neighbors, and the neighbors is like making funny kind of comments. And we had that great little scene, which I thought was really fun. And he gets to the garage, and he's there, and he's basically the one guy's working on it for him. And he starts going on the CB, saying that he's going to sell a PS5 or something like that. Basically saying that, best price, to get it brand new, barely used, trying to fix my grandmother's windshield and stuff like that. And just kind of like, oh, this is hilarious. And as he's doing that, it's coming over the radio, and the other cousin hears it, who was really good friends with Maya when they were growing up, who has now become a firefighter. And she overhears it, and she goes over and starts talking on the walkie-talkie to Biscuits. And they have like kind of like a brief conversation, like, why didn't you tell me May was back in town? Why hasn't she said hi? Why hasn't she said, like, why would she do that? And Biscuits is trying not to get involved a little bit here. He's just kind of being, giving enough information to kind of get her to back off. And basically eventually gets to the point where she's like asking things. He's like, no. He's like, goodbye. And basically leaves it at that. Bonnie Wright, what's that?
I think the character's name is Bonnie, isn't it? The Fred, the adolescent Fred,
Cousin. The cousin's
Talking
name.
about the cousin?
Yeah,
is her name Bonnie?
Her first name's Bonnie. Yeah.
Okay, Bonnie. And basically leave it at that, like I said. Then after that, we go back to Echo at the house. And she's getting breakfast together. She's going to eat it. And we kind of have a brief moment there. And then it goes to the uncle, all of a sudden gets a call. from somebody, we don't know who, telling him something about the factory. Well, before that, we actually see the actual explosion. The train gets to the depot, whatever that Fisk plant is, and it ends up exploding in the factory and blowing up the factory. And that's when the uncle gets the call, and he hears what's going on. He drives over to the site, and he gets there, and he starts talking to people, I'm assuming, that work there with him. And basically, he ends up saying, just do what you need to do, and I'll take care of the rest. I'm getting a hold of what's going on here and all this kind of stuff. And just if anything comes up, just put it on me, and I'll take care of it. And so then he texts Maya real quick, saying we need to talk, and sends that text, and she sees that, and she's at the house, and she basically replies back like, if I get burned, they get burned, basically, is what she puts. And basically, then it goes to her sitting on top of the house while eating a Pop-Tart. And he ends up driving up in his truck and stuff, and comes out, gets out of the truck and like starts talking to her. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, eating breakfast, most important meal of the day. He's like, and he, basically they have a conversation, about what the hell is she doing? Why did she do that? And like he keeps saying, I don't want you bringing your New York problems here and getting everyone involved. And if you don't realize it, it's your family, your loved ones is the ones that are getting mixed up in this and getting hurt. And, she has kind of that scowl that we've talked about on her face the whole entire time they're talking. And, basically he says, I got to go fix your mess, basically. Ends up driving off. After that, we see her and she's looking at the swing, getting upset about her cousin, and then shoots at the thing, and then it goes dark. That's basically the end of the episode. Anyways, so before we talk a little bit about that section of the episode, how about we play the trailer?
Of course, sir. Right when I'm searching for the best Echo scowl scenes of Hawkeye, you gotta ask me for the trailer. Jeez. Looking, I'm trying to do some informative journalism.
Maya. I see everything that you are. I always have. Don't be afraid.
There's the drums.
So much pain in you. So much rage that you can't contain it. The same. So, who's the monster?
Yeah, the trailer does a better job of making the series look better than it is.
Well, that's exactly what went through my head. Was like,
What?
this.
Really? You really think that? Oh my god.
Well, that trailer makes you think this is going to be uber violent. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great, and it's not.
Like Daredevil season 4 or some shit.
Yeah, dude, you're not getting Punisher here. You're not getting Punisher levels of violence. This isn't Netflix anymore, folks. It's Disney. Okay, sorry, they misled you with that trailer. It's just not.
Hey, great fucking call on that one. We're never gonna get. I don't think we're ever gonna get anything even close to what we saw on the Netflix Marvel stuff ever. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jesse. Now I'm glad we played that. I never thought about it really like that, but we're never gonna get it, are we?
And the Kingpin this season. Let's try it. Let me dial that back. The Kingpin at the end of Hawkeye and what I got in Daredevil. Completely two different people. I mean, it's just not there for me anymore. And as I've went a couple episodes ahead and in my watching, and I'll just say that, I'm not impressed with the Kingpin as far as what Disney's done to him. And I think that's by design, because we can't have that uber violence, but we just saw it. We just saw that trailer. He beat the living crap out of an ice cream man. Okay, well, I saw that. Just put it that way. So I don't know. It's the Disneyfication of these Netflix properties that kind of upsets me a little bit. But anyway, I'm sorry. I got on a soapbox. Go ahead.
You're fine. You're fine. I think what's interesting is how several of the episodes toward the end, Kingpin switches from having the eye patch to not having the eye patch several times. And I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, what the hell? Why does he keep switching it in and out? I mean, is he getting a fake eye? What's going on here? But there's like no explanation. And I'm just like, that's just really odd. Yeah. And, but yeah, I mean, they literally took one of the best parts of Daredevil, the Kingpin, and make him into the most blobbering like sissy man ever. I swear to God, like it's not. He's not the same character.
He's not the Kingpin,
and it's too bad because that was such a great character that D'Onofrio created so beautifully in Daredevil. And it's just too bad that like you were saying, the Disneyfication has just really ruined these series. Because of what they already brought to the table and made such great entertainment. Yeah.
I'm chopping at the bit, but I'll throw to Andres first, and I'll wrap up.
Do you have anything to say about that trailer, Andres? No,
nothing at all. I mean,
are you upset at all, or do you just not? You don't care, or what?
He's still trying to figure out figure out the lacrosse field hockey game.
I want to know what the score is.
Andreas, could you figure out what the score was in that game?
He's once again distracted by what's her face's titties again.
Oh my God! No.
Have I not given enough?
Oh my God. Anyway, answering all of you guys' questions. So first up, Echo trailer. I mean, the Echo trailer is great. I mean, come on, the trailer is always going to be different from what you're going to see. I mean, it's not the first time the MCU has done that. I mean, come on, like Avengers: Infinity War. Like I thought the Hulk was going to be in Wakanda.
Wait a minute, you're going to use Avengers: Infinity War as an example of that shit when you got Quantumania that like looked like an Oscar-winning shit and whatnot, and then we went and saw it and it was remember those shit. You're going to hold up Avengers: Infinity War.
First up, if I bring up
as the model,
shut the fuck up.
Oh man, people cried watching that. People cried watching that trailer.
No. Listen. Cyber loves Ant-Man 3. If I bring Ant-Man 3, he's gonna defend it, and I don't need that. So anyway, I'm using Infinity War. Other one, I mean, Kangaroo Jack. That trailer lied to me when I was a kid.
What makes you think I wouldn't defend Infinity War?
That's true.
Don't be trying to inject Kangaroo Jack up into this motherfucker.
Oh yes, we will. First off, the Kangaroo Jack trailer lied to me. I thought we were gonna get a talking, living kangaroo creature talking, but we didn't get that in the Kangaroo Jack. If you've seen the film, Kangaroo Jack, which I saw bits of it when I was a kid, and I was betrayed by the
Which was
trailer.
2 years ago.
This is a one fucking movie I did not expect to show up on this
Jesse,
podcast.
Jesse, I brought up Kangaroo Jack one fucking time on the show.
Yes.
Remember that? Now every fucking time I bring up Kangaroo Jack, Andrea goes on these fucking tangents about Kangaroo Jack every time.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
He totally
Oh,
does. So.
shit.
Jess, you have to understand the joke here. Our good friend Matt, because it's actually Jess' fault. So our good friend Matt, who's from Australia, and it's this recurring funny thing with Jeff about kangaroos.
Oh, Jesse, you
And-
never met Matthew. Oh shit.
No, I don't think I
yeah,
have.
he met Matthew, and Jeff is so obsessed with kangaroos. I think I brought up Kangaroo Jack in the private chat, and then it started to become a thing.
Surprise! It exploded.
Exactly. And look at Jeff. He's so like he's defending Kangaroo Jack. He loves Kangaroo Jack. I think he
I
saw
want
the
to.
film.
I know. I want to fight Kangaroo Jack.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I mean, the Echo trailer was great. It was really. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. I thought it was going to be this dark and psychological thing, but so far it's not that kind of show, and it's not. I like the show. It's not as bad. Like, let me say, it's not as bad as Secret Invasion was. Like, at least this show is like at least living up its potential, like a little bit. Unlike Secret Invasion, where that really like faltered, like right away with Marie Hill's death and then Tattle's death. Like, at least this show is trying to develop a character we didn't care about in Hawkeye. That's the one good thing.
Right.
So that's my piece of it.
All right, Jeff.
Oh, well, basically, all I was going to say is just that, again, Jesse makes one of the reasons. I mean, obviously, besides, as I always mention, how much, I know we all appreciate Jesse Starcher's friendship, but in general, he makes really good points. He's very humble to the panel. I mean, Andreas and I go for like 120 minutes, 117.75 minutes and shit, whatnot at the time. Kangaroo Jack and shit, all this other shit, whatnot. Jesse, like, if he says more than 5 sentences, Cyber, he's like, oh, but I'm on my soapbox now, so I'll get down and whatnot, right? Well, motherfuckers are on the other side right next to him talking for like an hour about, you know what I'm saying? It's fun. No, but Jesse makes a good point. I'm kind of confused. I really am. Because let's be honest here, this Echo episode 2 doesn't give us much to work with to talk about, right? If we didn't all know each other and whatnot and everything, and we couldn't make this fun or whatever, whatnot, right? There wasn't much to work with. When the episode ended, I was like shocked. I was like, really? Like, there's not going to be something here to end this with, like, something to like fucking like give me something to like look forward to in episode 3 at least. It just ended. Like, right? I hate the intro music of the fucking show. I want to make that out clear now. I just realized that. I wrote it down in my notebook during the show. I hate it. It doesn't match the show. It doesn't match the tone. I don't understand it. I don't know who the artist is. I'm not saying it's a bad song, but what it accomplishes, I have no idea. Marvel usually kills it when it comes to intro music and stuff like that and whatnot, or trailer music. But for some reason, they fucked up with this one. Because, like, again, the intro music, it doesn't fit any theme, just like the show fits no theme. Right? I don't understand, like, that trailer does not depict at all the vibe of the show. And the first season of Daredevil, I still to this day hold it up and say that, like, if you sit down and watch anybody, it doesn't matter who they are, how much they know about these characters, whatever. If they watch that first season of Daredevil with Charlie Cox playing Daredevil, Bernthal as Punisher, Kingpin as D'Onofrio, whatnot, right? With finally fucking Kevin Feige woke up and brought back what's her name, Deborah Ann Wall, and thank you for that, Cyber, for sending me the article. Brought Foggy Nelson back and whatnot for the Daredevil Born Again series, because the fans have been screaming it. But that first season is a masterpiece, right? But without the violence, right, and like the mature content level of it, and whatnot, right, which is lacking in this show too. It's sort of like dumbed down almost. Like, I mean, we'll see. Like, I'm optimistic, but what worries me is just that I don't understand why they're doing Kingpin like this, because, like, seriously, if he's going to be in Spider-Man 4 as like a main villain or something, or they're going to make him like an overarching villain of like the whole, you know, street level part of the MCU, this is not helping things.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
No, I'm a. All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So going around, let's talk a little bit about the last portion of this episode. What are your guys' thoughts? What did you take away from it? What did you enjoy or disliked? And just kind of your overall thoughts, kind of how do you feel this pushes into episode 3? Do you feel that it sets it up at all? Or do you feel that you're kind of like left on a cliffhanger a little bit? Starting with you, Andres.
Awesome. Yes. All right. I will say it leaves us a cliffhanger, but it sets up everything about episode 3 very well. I seen episode 3 today, so I really love that episode. So I think this episode does a good job of saying the emotions for what's to come. And the train sequence was pretty impressive. It's nothing like, it's not really action scene, really. It's just like a heist kind of sequence where you see Maya jumping in a train, doing this thing, which we don't know of until like towards the end of this episode, right? And it's like, okay, we know what she was doing. And then, Biscuit, following her in the phone, like, oh, that was like really fun. It was a very adrenaline scene that just keep you hooked on, the development of the plot. And so that's really it. And then, afterwards, it was cool to see, because I will say, like, Henry is a very interesting character. Like, I guess he's working with Kingpin. Like, that's how he like, because, like, it seems like he's working with some of the stuff that the shipment was doing. Because remember last episode, episode 1, he, told Maya not to do it, not to, like, cause any problems with the shipment and all that. And so I feel like he has worked with Kingpin before. And, obviously we know one of his, like, employees is, wants the bounty, which that gets payoff in the next episode. So yeah, I think so. See Henry, telling his employees outside of the shipment was like, okay. And then the bomb was pretty spectacular. I mean, nothing bad with that. The guy, the very eccentric henchman that's probably working with Kingpin, him and this one lackey coming out, and then all of a sudden, bam, explosions. Like, it was so good. Yeah, and then of course seeing, the Biscuit, like, driving. One of my favorite scenes from this episode was him driving through, and then the grandma see him with the bandana fan. It's so funny. And he's like looking towards her. It's like, what are you doing? Pretend you're it's so funny how he was looking at his his grandmother like that. I was like, oh yeah, you're guilty. And then him, like, telling truckers and I don't know, everyone in the radio who has the radio, it's like, oh, I'm gonna sell my PlayStation. It's like, dude, like, if you want to sell something, tell them you're selling your PS4 or 5. Then it's like, oh yeah, now you're selling, like, deep pockets. Anyway, or your weed, or I mean, my weed game, not actual weed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the weed game with the sticks. Anyway, so I think there was, like, other ways to attract your buyers, to fix your truck and all that. And then seeing Maya talking to Henry, and the part there was funny, and it was yes, Jeff, I know Pop-Tart is in this conversation. Anyway, talking about, like, Henry knew that she was going to start taking down the Fisk Empire, which that was her whole plan, and she explained to him that she has a strategy to do it. And of course, Henry doesn't want people involved with it. He doesn't want the whole town to get in this like New York, the American culture violence way, which makes sense, yeah. So after that, and then after Maya has this like recognition of the ancestors, and then which she started to develop in the train when her hands glowed for the first time, and that was very intriguing. Yeah, so and then showing at the what was it, the swings. But yeah, and speaking of the X, he's such a great actor. I forgot his uh the S what was it?
Scully,
Scully,
Graham
yeah.
Greene.
Yeah, like he's such a great actor. He's been in so many great movies. He was so funny, which I love. I love how he wanted to sit in the couch because the chair he has just gonna hurt his back, which was so funny. And him trying to seduce Maya's grandmother was just also funny. He was such a lively character. I just love him. And yeah, so just wrapping up my things, I will say this was such a filler episode. Like you could tell it was filler, but it did progress the plot in the next episode. I will say the next episode is way more action. Like you actually get another spectacular Daredevil like one shot sequence, just like the first episode did for us. So, despite this second episode, it's not my favorite. It did move forward with the plot for next episode and pretty much the whole series, which is good. So that's my thoughts on the episode.
And it evolved field hockey forever, right? To new levels.
Yeah, I should bring another movie to connect this hockey thing. I'm like, did I miss something about hockey? Like, did Jeff get confused that this was hockey?
I know what fucking hockey is, time cop motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just because it's changed in the year 2063 with President John Claude Van Damme and shit and whatnot. And
oh my god, what?
Secretary of Economics, Angela Bassett.
No. Angela Bassett is the president. Van Claude is the janitor of our house. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Jim Carrey's the vice president, folks. Just let you know. His birthday's today. Happy birthday, Jim Carrey.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So, great actor.
All right. Thank you.
I probably watch
Jesse,
Batman
your
Forever.
thoughts.
Yeah, you asked about the cliffhanger, and yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the thing that has me on the most pins and needles when it comes to going from episode 2 to episode 3 is that relationship between Henry and Maya. Yeah, Henry is definitely a interesting character. When you look at it, you kind of get this feeling that he's definitely somebody that respects and loves his community, but he's dealing in some shit in order to maybe keep that community afloat or something along those lines. It's not really right there on the surface, but you could just kind of tell he's been involved in some dark dealings in some way. And Maya is, I think that was like one of the first people that Maya went to go talk to when she got back. So she knows that he's involved somehow in something. And yeah, she, by blowing up Fisk shipping with that train car being rigged like it was, now Henry's like, you are going to bring a war to our town. This is going to affect all of us. And it goes back to the very first episode where the grandmother, Chula, was like, your father brought this upon you. Essentially, your mother died. Her daughter died because of the dark shit that he was involved in. And she doesn't want that to happen again. And of course, I think that's a lot of the reason why Maya kind of is avoiding her grandmother. But same thing's happening here. 20 years later, Maya's returned. Buildings are blowing up. It's not a good sign. So yeah, you're wondering, like, is the war coming? Is this town going to be affected by what she has wrought? I mean, she's last time we saw, she killed the Kingpin, right? I mean, or at least we think. Can't remember if that's the Stinger was at the end of episode 1 or episode 2. I can't remember, but anyway, regardless, was it episode 1? So we know he's still alive. So yeah, okay, there's probably a war coming. He's going to want to get his revenge, right? What was in the train? Do we have any idea, or was it just? Did they just? Was it just a random train car that got blown up? They kept talking about D9X.
They were Chinese knockoff versions of white penis, versions of penis.
Okay.
And
well, no wonder everyone's upset.
Yeah, for duality purposes, the black mission penises too were there.
No. Just don't listen to Jeff. All seriousness, it's just probably
I'm
a genetic.
motherfucker. Why would you want to listen to me?
You're sex.
By definition, my title would. Oh, come on.
Yeah, you're sex man. You love sex. You love this profanity of sexual things.
Of course, I like sex.
I like sex.
I tried celibacy. I didn't like it.
Sex.
It wasn't my thing, baby.
But we're having this deep, conversation, and then you have to throw this white penis again, which is just like, come on, dude. We know white finish has a penis.
Well, listen, I mean, it's very impactful. Like we should, like I showed on the website, it's very impactful, which I'll show in our blogs, whatnot. The story of how we were able to restore white vision as a man, right, with his penis. Right?
Yeah,
that's
amazing. yeah. Jess. So yes, you had to see the website. It's funny. Anyway, no, I think it's just weapons. I feel like it was. Yeah, it was just like they make it such a big deal of it, but it's just like an harmony of weapons. Like those carts of weapons. That's what it is all about.
D9X sounds like it's a serious kind of deal, but yeah, you're probably right. It's probably just some kind of like, okay, this is a number. These are letters and numbers that designate what that was, and yeah, the Kingpin was looking for it.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I watched Clone Wars, but I mean, I fell asleep a couple times at night on an episode here or there. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so that's why you call him Huang instead of Huang, like everyone else.
Hey, listen, I've caught up hella on Star Wars. Like, compared to where my knowledge is at, like 6 months ago, compared to where I'm at now, I'm way beyond anywhere I was ever at. So, like, I'm quite proud of my Star Wars. Like, I'm selling people on Star Wars now. I'm like on my own with my Huang shit.
Huang.
I'm probably gonna get like a strike from YouTube for like a racial slur now or some shit like that.
Check.
Yeah.
Huang.
All right. So how do I pronounce it again, Jasmine? Is it? Am I sounding it? Is it Juan?
Does the Android have a nickname? Like, it can be easy for us to say it.
Wang.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, folks. Oh my god! Even I fell the fuck out there for a minute. Oh, yes, it's possible.
Huang.
Cyber was the one that elevated that shit to the level that it got to, because like I was hanging in there when I was okay until Cyber had to start coming in there with that wang, bang, shit, whatnot, everything. That fucking got me. That took me over the line. I already was drunk as shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, Jesse, if you ever want to see something funny, I rarely ever get really intoxicated and make content. But I did a reaction video of the band The Warning, the song More. If you go look at the YouTube channel, it's me at like 4 a.m. drunk as shit.
Oh, nice.
Did a reaction video. It's great, dude. I'm in full on, like I just left the bar mode, right? Like Ed went to the after party and then did a reaction video. It's pure gold.
Pure gold. Nice.
Anyways, right. I apologize, Cyber.
Well, thank you, Jesse.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So, Jeff, your thoughts on the conclusion of the episode, sir?
Well, again, I'd still like to know what the whole deal was with the scoring rating there in the lacrosse field hockey game. They really fucked me up with the whole adding of the posts, the blue and red posts, sticking them in the fucking ground and whatnot, everything.
The next time I walk through like a fence walkway or something, I'm gonna go something like that.
I mean, seriously, I mean, like there was just too many different elements going on with that shit. You got the fucking yay shit, whatever here and there, whatnot, the Indian, fucking war cry shit, and then the whole like the feminist. Like, I didn't even know there was feminism in Indian culture, but apparently there was, because this chick was like the first Choctaw feminist or whatever, whatnot, right? I think she was a dyke, obviously, because I mean she just had that she had that look on her face like fuck penis. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck dick. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want none of it. So, right? She had it right there. And that's why they gave her a hard time during the field hockey, lacrosse, volleyball, Aussie football game.
I think she was very into the game and she wanted to win, sir. Not because she was feminist and all that.
If I had been in that game, I would have fucking laid her out. There wouldn't need to been no more of her in the fucking game, right? Like she just put her on the ground.
Okay, so we're not talking about that portion of the episode, Jeff. We're fucking talking about the end. The end. Enough of the field hockey.
We're gonna have answers about this field hockey game before the night's over. I mean, we're gonna get there.
Let me go into the internet and check.
I told you I was so hung up by the entire
nobody asked you to answer anything. It's Jeff's turn.
I
gotta check it out. Oh my god.
I mean, seriously, you don't understand. It's not fair, Marvel. The fuck.
Oh my god.
To throw all the
Jeff,
shit at
let
me.
it go. Jeff, let it go. It's over.
All right, so I just want to mention that that one action scene with the train was so anticlimactic. It was like meeting the fucking finest chick you ever met in your entire life, and her being like, right from jump, like, do you want to fuck me or whatever, whatnot, for free or something? You know what I mean? Like, whatever, whatnot, like, whatever, blah, blah. And then having her be like, oh, but you got to wear 7 condoms. Right? Like, that's what the action scene was like. It was ridiculous. Like, she's on there. So I'm watching it and I don't know what her objective is, but it's all stealth looking and shit. Now there's all these bad dude guys on there and shit and whatnot, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, at least she's going to fight some dudes, right? Like, she's going to fight some dudes, so we're going to get some action. She's going to, like, because she looks good. She's good hand to hand. Like, give Alka Cox credit. From what I read, she does a lot of her own stuff and whatnot when it comes to her, the fight choreography stuff and whatnot, everything, that she's really in there. She's in good shape. She's very athletic. Alka Cox, the actress, she does a lot of her own stunts and stuff and whatnot, everything. So I'll give her credit for that, right? I don't believe that was her that actually pulled off that fucking jump off the train shit. I don't believe that was her, but still.
That's good. I think that might have been CGI. I don't know. I don't know. It was good. It looked good. But all right.
It was a good shot. But either way, no, but so they showed these dudes, and I'm thinking, okay, at least maybe she's gonna fight some dudes. That didn't happen, right? They disappeared. She got in there in the train, and then I didn't even understand what her objective was, because she can't talk, right? Like, she's mute or whatever, whatnot. And when you're already like totally confused by this whole field hockey scoring system type shit, whatever, whatnot, it's hard to focus on the subtitles and shit and whatnot and everything going on between her and Biscuits, explaining the game plan. So you're already lost and thrown off. And then, you go into that whole shit. And then I thought she was stealing something. I didn't know she was setting up a trap for Fisk, whatever, whatnot, everything. I thought whatever was in that box was like some kind of like serious weaponry or some shit. And she was going to like get something like a real like edge up on Fisk or whatever, whatnot from that box. Because she was staring at that box for a while. So I'm like, okay, there's like a real there's some good guns in there or some shit, like something like a real game changer. Right? Then she just like does some shit on there or whatever, whatever that shit was, and then takes off, has no bag with her or nothing. Her leg gets caught in that chain. I understood what that was in the car. The two train cars, where they interlocked on the metal part, it got stuck. It got jammed up, and her leg got jammed up in it. She had to unstick it with the magic of her fucking like third wave feminist Choctaw fucking, you know.
She channeled field hockey powers.
Yeah, field hockey all-star, Chris Mullen, whatever. Chick or whatever. You know, she got her powers there. The 10 rings or whatever.
So let me get this straight. You understood that, but you don't understand the hockey or anything else in the episode, but you understand that.
Yes. I understood that because I
Okay.
know a little bit about trains, and I know what that locking mechanism was, and that was the two train cars jamming up. So she used her super strength. So I'm assuming that, like, I don't know if this is hopefully this is not going to head in the secret invasion direction where by episode 5 she's going to turn into like the Super Skrull or something like that, right? Hopefully that won't happen.
Pretty
But
close.
Oh boy.
I didn't mind the magical powers so far. They were okay, right? She freed herself. I found it a little bit sort of like it didn't make no sense. They didn't use no slow motion or nothing, or like it seemed like the grandfather could pop out that leg quick. Like that dude's got some serious skills. You know, and besides that, I just really don't know why she's so afraid to like be around her family, right? Like that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like what did Kingpin do to them? Like, you know, like he didn't do nothing to her or whatever, whatnot. Why can't she can't go see her grandmother, right? Like it's your grandmother. So I really don't like that about her. I don't like the fact that she doesn't want to go see Bonnie and all that shit and whatnot. It doesn't really make any sense to me. Like those are people that she loves. That's not helping her character to me. I don't really get all that where they're heading with that. You know, so besides that, really, I guess I'm just sort of like Andre said, it really is a really bad filler episode, man, to drop in there as a second episode, because the first episode wasn't that bad. So just really stark drop off from episode 1 to 2, Cyber. You know, a little disappointed here. I really, really wanted more of a payoff. We saw a little bit of what I think is going to be the main villain of the series there. That one crime boss under Kingpin on the other end of the train line that we saw from the trailer. He seems okay. Like an interesting character. I think we're going to see more of him in episode 3. We'll see how it's going to go. But that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you, sir. To kind of clarify that the reason why her and the family thing is the way it is she blames the family for her and her father having to leave. That's the reason why she has all that animosity towards them. And she says that in a few of the conversations she has when she's talking to certain people. You got to read the subtitles, but that's why she's the way she is with them and why she doesn't want to see any, because she feels that everyone basically left her.
That
basically.
seems logical.
Why she feels
was so
that
young. Yeah, no, she was so young, and it wasn't her fault what her dad did and everything and whatnot. So that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the reason why she's like that.
She's a sympathetic figure. She really is. Like, I feel bad for her as a character and whatnot, right? Like, she hasn't been done right as a person and whatnot at all. You know what I mean? I just don't understand where she's trying to go.
Yep. I mean, by the end of the show, she still has no direction. There's still no direction for this character. Just like everyone said, this was originally supposed to be 8 episodes long. They cut off the last 3 because to basically kind of save time to get the episodes ready to just drop out at once. And there was the last 3 episodes, there was supposed to be more Charlie Cox. There's supposed to be more Kingpin. There's supposed to be a lot of those characters that we were looking for in those trailers, more of them. And because they cut those out, that's why we only get Charlie Cox in the 1 episode. So if you're looking for more Daredevil and lots of Kingpin, you're not going to get that. You're going to get some Kingpin. He got to become.
That's not fair. If you're going to do all that, Cyber, you should at least throw in like a random titty shot from Alka, right?
There you go.
To pair it up.
Yeah,
Jesse, would you agree?
Yeah, you're cutting 3 episodes
shot.
off. Do it. Yeah. I feel I need compensated.
Seriously.
So yeah, that's kind of another reason why the show kind of it's a little bit of a mess too, you know, and how it ends and everything is because of that too. So once you guys watch all the episodes, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it goes downhill, I feel. Unlike what like Andrea said, where 3 is good, 3 is a good episode. So it does kind of revamp itself by 3, but 4 and 5 were just trash as well.
Oh.
So it kind of goes good, mediocre, good, and then it kind of goes just falls down. So
Sort of
plus
like me in the
also-
bedroom. It's like having sex with me, basically.
there you go. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
having sex with you, sir.
Starts off okay, and then it's rough.
Yeah.
And you got two more ancestors you're going to be meeting too in this series that are all going to be a part of her magical powers at the very final episode. So keep your eyes out for that too. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun. So, but yeah, all right, guys, great job. So let's go around and get some ratings. What you guys would rate this episode? I'll start off by giving it I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm giving it a 5. Simply the fact that I feel this is generous. Simply the fact that I have to give the 5 to Biscuits because he probably was the best part of this episode. Jesse, what would you give the episode, sir?
I think so. We're doing this out of a rating of 10. I'll probably give it a 6. Yeah, man, Biscuits is the ride or die here. Like, not even one word as to like, hey, you want me to track you? What am I tracking you for? Oh, you want me to wreck Grandma's truck? Okay, we'll do. Biscuits is the savior. Biscuits gets him a 6. So there you go.
Andreas.
7 out of 10. I'll give it. It's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's just a filler episode. Because I saw episode 3, it makes it more like enjoyable to watch because I saw episode 3 and some of the stuff it pay off a little bit better. But it's 7 out of 3. It's nothing special to talk about.
7 out of 3. That doesn't sound right, but okay.
7 out of 10. I'm
That's
sorry.
like off the charts, man.
I should say it's 7.
So as you can see, folks, we gone from 5, 6, and 7. Okay, what is yours,
That's
Jeff?
not a fucking 3? What the fuck?
7 plus 3 is
Right.
10. So we're getting there, I think. But
My bad. I was like, I was. That's how much I don't care about this episode. I'm sorry.
yeah, I said.
Well, I'll give this little cookie an hour before we're doing the no pants dance. Time to musk.
The whole clip, but you get the compare. You get where I'm going with this. All right, that was like some math from the end of that clip.
Oh my god, yeah, I love that clip.
I mean,
30% of the time, it works every time.
for not thinking this episode was great. I mean, 7's pretty high, so I would think that if you didn't care, it should be more like a 5.
Well, yeah, how you say it? Like,
Andre, how do you equate your rating from a 7 out of 3?
Well, see, that's my mistake. I'm not gonna answer that, but a 7 out of 10.
That's like trying to figure out the math of the field hockey match.
Oh my god,
that was the score. That was, I got it now.
That's the problem. See, we weren't applying the proper quadratic formula from the year 2063 that fucking time count comes from.
Oh my god,
We would have had it.
Oh shit.
no,
That's
not
the number
how
system that Angela Bassett has helped give President John Van Dam as the National Number Association in the year 2087.
Oh wow.
He dedicates 8 hours a day role-playing as a toddler.
I'm in baby mode on and off all day.
And Jess's daddy is caring for her.
I'm 20, but not really because I'm 5.
Adopted mommy and daddy.
That was true, Jesse.
I'm glad I got to see that again.
Oh my god, no, come on. It's like,
All right, Jeff, what number do you give it?
That was my
Yeah,
rating
Jeff.
right there, baby. 1 minus that 5, a 4. See, you like how I connected that shit? That's some true knowledge level shit. Right
There you go.
baby. Right? I'm 20, but I'm really 5.
so a 5 out of 10. That's great.
Yeah.
No, I thought he gave it 4 out of 10.
No, 4. What are you kidding me?
4,
So
4
that-
out of
that's
10.
good.
Okay,
I already
okay.
told you.
So
Maybe
we
I would
got-
give.
So we got 4, 5, 6, and 7 here, folks. Just to give you a straight analysis. We know how to count in numbers here, folks. We swear to God, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Andreas, what in that fucking episode gave you the inspiration that you're going to give it a 7? Are you fucking crazy?
Well, I mean, first off, it didn't
You
kill
feel bad
Yuri.
for Echo or some shit, like for her show or whatever, whatnot. You gotta like.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't kill your favorite character like Secret Invasion. It has good action scenes and has a great funny character. That's all I have to give it. A 7 out of 10. So I mean, you know, that's the thing. It's not like as Saber talked about how 4 or 5 is going to be bad. I don't see it yet with these episodes. I mean, and plus, I know you were not in the room, but I brought up that I saw episode 3. That made me enjoy the episode bit better. So that's the reason why.
There you go. Hey, you know what? I respect that. If you want to give it a 7, that's fine. I'm going to give it a 4. I rarely don't go that low on my ratings, but this episode really did not do a lot for me. I'm just going to put it out there right now. Yes, Cyber, I did pull away from the subtitling a little bit here and there. I wasn't even really like conflicted or whatever. I was watching the episode, but I just you know, like there was nothing, no energy to it that really drove me to feel engaged. And when you take away the fact that she can't speak, Echo, like Jesse said earlier, I just am really in a place in the series where I'm not going to move ahead at all. I'm going to stay episode by episode until we finish it week by week, and see what happens. But you know, although I'm glad to have these characters in the MCU like Kingpin and Daredevil, and that they've canoned all the Netflix Marvel stuff and whatnot. Thank God. I just don't connect with the character Echo right now at this point. I don't.
And you know, I feel that that's pretty common. That, you know, most people aren't going to connect with her because they're not providing her in a way that really spider webs her to, you know, connects her to things. She really not connecting to anything, and that's the reason I think why that would fail so badly, is because even though we had Charlie Cox, Daredevil in the first episode, we have Kingpin throughout this. Still, she's not kind of connecting to that because they're taking the whole entire show and making it just about her and her ancestors, and that does not help her connect to the all-encompassing MCU or anything in the Marvel universe. The fact that they decided to completely change her powers anyways for the show, or, you know, in the MCU anyways, you know, sometimes it could be a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing. And the woman herself that created the show straight out said that her original powers are stupid. That's what she literally said in the interview. She said they were absolutely stupid, and that's why she changed them to these ancestor powers. So you could go look that up on YouTube. It's quite hilarious. The interview. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so I think that it's pretty funny that, you know, this character that a lot of people have been wanting to see, you know, especially because of Hawkeye and all that stuff was supposed to be coming in and doing that stuff. You know, they wanted more authentic characters. That's what a lot of people are complaining about. They don't feel like the character's authentic. You know, they've done a few different things here with some of the main characters a little bit over the years, and it hasn't been a horrible change. But this to me just seems like they took the character and decided to make it their own character instead of keeping it anywhat similar to what the character is like. And I think that's another reason why a lot of people are dissatisfied with Echo as a character and Echo in a series altogether. You know, so it comes down to, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are probably going to say, I absolutely love this character, etc., etc. And that's just how people are. We, you know, each of us love certain things, each of us hate certain things. Just like everyone likes Last of Us, I don't like it. Same thing with House of Dragons. I don't like it. They like it. You know, it's the same thing. You know, some people just don't like certain things. Some people love the other things. So you kind of got to take the good with the bad, and that's kind of where the direction is going. And hopefully, you know, eventually down the road, hopefully Disney and Marvel will get their butt in line and get back on the right track of what we were given the first 23 films of the MCU. You know, but that's just, you know, Echo I think is just kind of a fortunate, you know, there's a lot of potential, but it's not happening.
Yeah, it just got caught in the fire with what happened last year with the writer's strike and Disney's like overall mismanage of all its properties. You can see that in these episodes, and it's just a shame.
Hopefully, maybe we can get you to come on, Jesse. Last week when we were doing some What If season 2 episode reviews, me and Cyberneticshark under his leadership and Andreas ended up just having like a pretty wide open conversation about where things are at with the MCU and all that and whatnot in current time. And just did some bitching and some venting and whatnot, kind of about where we're at, as fans and all that. And it'd be great if you come back with us for another show. We have time, right? I'll put one together or whatnot, right? Where we can kind of just flush out, some stuff that we used to do and that you come on with us before or whatnot, right? Where we've just sat around and kind of just batted around where things were at with the rumor mill and address like, the current state of like, the phases and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. I know you enjoy that kind of talk, right? And you bring
Absolutely.
that, accurate element to the conversation, which we value, because, your comic book knowledge is far superior than mine.
Yeah, I'd love to let me know, man. I'll be down. I'd love to talk about it. I've got some gripes.
No, I'm going to talk to Cyber. We're going to plan it and everything and whatnot. We're due for one. So, I mean, we have room in our schedule after Echo ends to figure out something to put some shows like that together before we start covering something else episodically. So, and hey, we got X-Men 97 coming up too. Don't forget about that. I know you're going to want to come over here and cover up some of that with us.
Yeah. I'm sorry I missed. You guys did the animated series here just recently, right? Was that the one X-Men animated series? Is that what you guys?
Oh, we're doing it right now.
Are you? Okay, yeah. What season are you guys on?
Season 1.
Season 1. Okay, so season 2. Are you guys like going episode by episode, or?
Yeah, me and Andreas on the MCU's Bleeding Edge Report on Mondays. We're doing all the original X-Men animated from episode 1 all the way through.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, at some point, throw me where you guys are at. Actually, I could probably look it up here on YouTube, see where you guys are at right now.
Yeah, you're in the group chat, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I remember you mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I'd like to probably hop in at least and maybe talk about a couple of those episodes too. So, yeah, we'll figure something out.
I'll make sure I put the links up every Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing 2 episodes together to review it. So we're up to 7. What was the last review we did? 7 to 8. So we're almost done with the first season.
All right. Yeah. I'll take a look, see what's up.
Thanks, Jesse. That's awesome. We really appreciate having you on. And we've never had anybody on to guest with us to cover the X-Men and animated stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to be there.
And we'll do, of course, X-Men 97. We'll do that, on our own, either on on the Wednesday show, probably whatnot, when that comes out too. So we'll have it both going at the same time.
Yeah, but, that'll be a discussion.
Is it plugs time, baby, Cyber?
It is, sir.
All right, let me throw it over then, and let's start off with Mr. Starcher.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you can go and check out the Source Material Comics feed. Jeff just pulled up w2mnet.com. Most of our shows, I think all of them still go to the website. So you can go to that website and check out some of the great shows that we've done over there. Mainly got a couple of formats. There's the Source Material Comics show where me and a couple people get together and talk about comics of any era. Usually we're looking at just random storylines of whatever we want to talk about. We might be talking about Batman one week, and then the next week we're talking about Image Comics Supreme. You never know. And then we're also looking at the Unspoken Issues podcast, where we talk about 90s comics. There's a episode of Jack Kirby's Fourth World number 20 right there on the screen, where me, Dean, and Derry got together and talked about John Byrne redoing a Jack Kirby story. It was when Superman went to Supertown back in I think it was retold in the final issue of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. I think it was 1998. But anyway, Unspoken Issues, straight up just 90s comics all the time. We have a good time over there. And also, I do a show called Snap Material, which is kind of like a spinoff of Source Material, where me and my buddy Evan Bevins get together and we talk about the mobile card game Marvel Snap. So if you've ever played that, we get together once a month and do about 4 or 5 episodes, or about 20 minutes a piece, where we're talking about what happened in the previous season, what's upcoming in the most recent season. We do an online battle. We also talk about our top fives. We always have some kind of crazy theme of top 5 cards. So there's that. And then I will also go ahead and point out on my YouTube real quick, if you get a chance to go over to the source material YouTube, I just uploaded the first ever source material single. It is an AI generated song that was based off of my notes for Booster Gold 52 pickup. So if you're a Booster Gold fan, that's
not you.
No, that is not me. People, I'm suing that guy. Type in hashtag source material, all one word. Let's see what pops up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And yeah, we essentially talked Booster Gold 52 pickup, and yeah, there it is right there. Click on that one, and there it is. Put together an AI song. Now, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to listen to any AI music or not, but you'd be surprised. Suno.ai actually did a really good job of putting together some lyrics about the story and made it a rock type tune. So I'll go ahead and
I can get ChatGPT to sing at my ass.
you can get ChatGPT to come up with lyrics, and then you can go over to Suno.ai. And I mean, I don't know if you've got sound here to where you can play that Booster Gold clip, but just take a little listen of what happens.
I can, but it might come out kind of fucked because I'll be honest with you, Jesse, StreamYard still has those problems with screen sharing.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That's not a problem.
I'm using video files.
That's why it's running smooth. I got you.
No, I'll play it, but I'm actually still going back and forth now with customer support on StreamYard and troubleshooting with them and whatnot to figure out what the problem is.
Well, you give it a shot if you want to here. See what we. Okay. That's all AI, by the way. Every little bit of that is AI. I'm pretty proud of the way it turned out. So there you go. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there because it was the first time I ever tried that. Had a great time creating the song and then putting the video together. So that might actually be a staple for some of the more shows where I take the notes of the show and then create a song in ChatGPT and then straight up turn it into a rock tune or a metal tune or something like that.
Jesse,
just throw it at the end of the episode.
StreamYard with me at some point for 5 minutes and show me how to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's pretty simple.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me plug my stuff and come on here and have a good time.
No problem, brother. We always appreciate having you on. And no, I would definitely appreciate you showing me that. I'm sure it's just a plug-in deal and whatnot and all that and whatnot. And I'm picking up ChatGDP pretty well at this point.
Good. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, Cyberneticshark, sir.
What's happening, dogs out there? If you enjoy me at the MCU Bleeding Edge, you can check me out on my separate channel, my singular channel called Cyberneticshark. You can find it there under YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. All the great places. Anyways, but yeah, you can check me out there if you want. You can subscribe if you like. Help me get to that magic 1,000 mark. And you can also help Andres get there too. But as you can see there, my most recent I put up was 10 best movies of 2023. Doing pretty well. I mean, 50 plus views for a half an hour long review. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Most recently also I put up my Beverly Hills Cop Axel F trailer reaction. So definitely check that out too. And yeah, got more stuff coming. Got a couple more trailers for you. Some more reviews coming. I really haven't done too many new mini reviews. Because I really haven't watched anything. But yeah, definitely check those out too. Little shorts are always fun. Very similar to like doing a TikTok. And yeah, you'll be seeing more and more content. My worst of 2023 will be up soon as well. So keep your eyes up for that and keep on subscribing. Keep helping us get to that magic 1,000 in 2024.
All right. Andres, the Pop Culture Guy channel presents.
Hello, everyone. This is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. See my channel here. I'm up to 875 subscribers, so went up to 1 subscriber today or yesterday.
Why is your logo on our channel, motherfucker?
I think we're slow and the internet's really slow.
I'm just kidding. I'm messing around. Stop.
I'm explaining. I'm explaining it. Anyway, folks. This person. Anyway, I put out my WandaVision tribute because was it the 15th is when the show came out, so it's great. Love WandaVision. Check it out. Tonight I'm gonna post my Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu comic book read part 2 tonight, so which is awesome. It's loading right now. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Tomorrow I'm gonna post my top 10 John Carpenter movies because what is it? I think the 16th it was his birthday, so it'd be really good to do that. And then next Sunday, me and Jeff will be back again to do a live stream. Don't be a menace, or I call it "Don't be a juice." Anyway, so we'll have that for next week for live stream review. So yeah, that's why. And please help me and Cyber get an increase our subscribers for 2024. I will.
And come check out 2 white dudes review Dopey and Madison South Central while drinking the juice. While drinking your juice in the hood. It's going to be really interesting. I inferred to Andres it might be a good idea to bring a black person on with us, but he refused. So
he refused, flat out refused. He's like, no, won't do it. Not happening.
No, he said, we'll handle it.
I don't care. We can do it. Look, it's a movie. It's a comedy. That's it.
There you go, sir. I'm slowly working on the website, and there you go. You can see right there, Jesse Starcher. Our vision for the MCU'S Bleeding Edge is very clear.
Finding White Vision's penis. Looking all over.
And there you go. White Vision himself, right? We got it on the website.
Oh, my God.
And there he is. Look, I mean, you see the pain in them until we made him whole. There you go.
Wow.
All right, folks. Gotta love it. Cyberneticshark, sir, thank you very much for the excellent moderation, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Saber.
Mr. Starcher, I just want to close things out real quick. I just want to play a real quick clip that has become our Monday. This is Andrea's like pre-show clip we play before every show. It's very connected to him deeply.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I am the reincarnation of Pocahontas. I'm sharing her soul in my body.
Her parents claim their daughter.
They've seen you speaking in tongues.
Is violent.
I just kind of pulled her over my shoulder, threw her, and then right in the eye.
And has issues.
This is how you showed up for work.
Please help my daughter. You think I'm crazy? Are you sure that you guys aren't just delusional?
Let's do it.
Where you from?
Started as an East Coast vibe, now